Indulgent stroopwafels, crispy bitterballen, delectable gouda cheese. I mean, what's not to love about traditional Dutch cuisine? It's simple yet nourishing, and we've heard that it will bring comfort to your soul with just one bite. Dutch food is a fascinating combination of hearty fare mixed with exotic ingredients brought to the Netherlands by maritime trade, creating a culinary heritage unlike any other. For the next 24 hours, we'll be running all around Amsterdam trying a whole list of Dutch foods, and for most of our lives, we have not had the chance to try many Dutch dishes. We've tried lots of different foods from this region of the world, but the Dutch cuisine is a bit of a mystery to us, so we're gonna be trying a lot of new things for the first time today. So without further ado, let's head on out. Cut that thing in half. We are starting off our food tour with a little something sweet. We have a Stroopwafel, and this is basically two thin waffles squished together with some sweet syrup in the middle. And watching them make it actually blew my mind because she made this waffle in a waffle maker. She took it off and then she used this like little knife to cut it in half perfectly. And this waffle was already very thin, and I just don't even know how she cut it in half so easily. But that blew my mind, and now I have this hot, ooey gooey Stroopwafel in my hand, and it is said that it's best enjoyed hot, so I'm gonna take a bite immediately. It's actually not what I was expecting. Kinda tastes like gingerbread. Yeah, it has like a very Christmassy taste to it. Yeah, they remind me of little gingerbread men.
The only other time that I've had a Stroopwafel, it was like a pre-packaged one, which was absolutely delicious, but I feel like it's gonna be the real experience. It's like a soft graham cracker. It's so gentle.
For the pigeons.
Very good, like great start to the food tour.
That is really, really good. It's so light. And with the amount of syrup that they put in there, I thought it was gonna be way sweeter. But no. See, I haven't drank any water this whole time. I just keep eating it.
That's the sign of a good dessert.
We've come to a restaurant that specializes in Dutch food, and they actually have a lot of set menus you can order from, but we decided not to get one of the set menus and to just order what we'd like. So the very first thing that we got is Snert, and I kept laughing at the name just because I think it's so hilarious, but it's essentially Holland's version of pea soup. So it's this really thick green stew that's made out of split peas, pork, onions, celery, and leeks. The one that we got also comes with a piece of rye bread and a piece of bacon. But looking at the color, it's this really gorgeous chartreuse green color. But let's dig in. Ooh, big spoon. Oh my gosh. This is weird to say, but the consistency and the look of it really reminds me of baby food right now. Ooh. I really like that. I don't think I've ever had pea soup in my life. I don't have peas very often, but this is very tasty. The consistency reminds me very much of potatoes though. Like it is starchy.
Apparently it's commonly eaten in the winter time, which is perfect because it's kind of a chilly day out. Ooh, so good. Moving on to our Bitterballen. Bitterballen are fried meatballs with a mustard on the side. Our server told us to be very careful because some people will pop the whole thing in their mouth and it burns their mouth because the inside's really hot. So I will not be doing that. I will take a bite. Interesting. It's not like a meatball that you would find on like spaghetti. It is very light on the inside. It's kind of like mashed potatoes.
That is so weird.
So good though, right?
I would have never guessed that there's meat inside of here. It's almost like potatoes, like mashed potatoes. But there's small pieces of meat. Mustard on this side of the world is just so much better. It's always a little bit sharp, but the flavor is just so aromatic. In front of me is a massive plate of stamppot. It's mashed potatoes mixed with another vegetable, so you can either get kale or cauliflower or onions, all sorts of different things. We decided to go with the kale, so this technically is called Boerenkoolstamppot, and it always comes with this really big, juicy sausage. And I actually decided to go with the kale because when we went to visit our friends Eric and Sarah, who are also travel YouTubers over in British Columbia, they come from Dutch heritage and they made us this exact dish. So I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go down memory lane and enjoy a dish that we've had with them before. So I'm so excited to dig in because the last time we had it, it was literally like comfort food. And I just kept going back for seconds and thirds and fourths. So let's give this a try. Hits the spot every time. It's such simple ingredients, but it's so good and honestly kind of addicting. I know we'll be fighting over this plate. This afternoon we are having Poffertjes, and these are buttery, fluffy pancake clouds that are sprinkled over with powdered sugar. The description of it is just so cute and so darling, and the look of it, oh my gosh, adorable. Is this butter in the middle? Oh my gosh. Wow, these are really good. They kind of remind me of French toast and the taste of it with the powdered sugar, with the butter. But they're honestly really chewy little pancakes. I love that they're bite-sized. We are so lucky to have gone into that restaurant at the time that we did because literally 10 minutes later, it was full house. No one else was allowed to be seated. It was reservations only. And so we timed that out perfectly.
Yeah, we got super lucky with that. But the food at that restaurant was really good. And I could tell that their audience was primarily a lot of tourists, but they still made it such a welcoming environment. And I believe the owner of the restaurant was the one going around like taking orders, delivering food.
Yeah.
And he was so like happy.
There's like a picture of him and his kids on the wall on this like little mock Delft tile. And I was like, oh, this is so cute. But yeah, it was just such a welcoming atmosphere. And we did want to say, if you do want to go dine there, get a reservation. That way you can secure a table at that eatery. First impressions of Amsterdam for me. Chad has been here before, right?
Yeah, one other time. It was loud last time I came, but I think because the time we're coming, it's like lower season.
Yeah, or shoulder season.
Yeah, or shoulder season.
It is so quiet, especially compared to Mexico and the Philippines and even Taiwan. Like all the countries we've been to this year, this is the quietest one we've visited.
Right.
And honestly, I love it. I feel like I can walk through the streets and just take in the silence.
Right. Yeah, like sleeping last night, I had no idea we were sleeping in a big city just because it didn't feel that way at all.
Also, there are bicyclists everywhere. And I honestly get a little bit nervous that I'm going to get hit by a bike more so than a car just because everyone is on their bikes.
They're pros here.
Yeah.
I have no worries. But if this one's on a bike, then I get a little worried. So just a 20-minute walk from our lunch spot is the Albert Koop Market, which has been running since the early 1900s. They have different foods, apparel, clothing, Delftware. So we're just gonna look around and see what we can find.
Last 40 minutes we've been walking all around the city of Amsterdam, and it is such a walkable city. It's nice and flat, but now we have finally come to a little bit of elevation. We are walking up this very long staircase that leads up to the rooftop terrace of the Nemo Science Museum. And if you didn't know, you can actually go up to the rooftop terrace for free. You don't have to pay anything and you can enjoy beautiful views of the city. So, whew, we are making our way up.
It's a very smart project here because I believe the Science Museum goes over a canal which houses the highway, because the boats go above the highway and then the Science Museum is above the boats and we're above that. After ascending the stairs, we have made it to the top of the Nemo Science Museum, and it's actually like this really cool outdoor park. There's this little river that's flowing, and at the end of the river there are these like things that you can twist and pull to be able to gust this water up into the air.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool to watch.
We were playing with that for a little bit, but there are amazing views of the city, and something I actually wanted to point out is how empty it is up here. I thought it was gonna be jam-packed, and honestly we've seen this across the entire city so far. We're just like, where are all the people at?
Right.
Because we're here during peak tourist season, like it's the middle of April when the tulips should be blooming.
Yeah, I guess we are just missing the tourist areas maybe,
Yeah,
or
maybe.
Or maybe we'll see them tomorrow because everyone's sleeping. Like
Why is everyone sleeping on a Thursday afternoon?
I don't know. Well, I guess the weekend, maybe we'll see more.
But something I did want to talk about was, I have one in my pocket. These little seeds that are falling from the trees, they're falling everywhere, and it looks like the city's just bursting with confetti.
Or Lay's potato chips.
It kind of looks like an apricot that's been like cut in half. They're really, really pretty.
I don't know what type of tree it comes from.
Yeah, but they're everywhere. They're blowing around in the wind, and it just feels really magical. But let us know what these are. I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna press it and put it in my book.
Nice.
Fish. We've decided to stop for a little snack, and we've gotten 2 fish dishes. The first one is herring, which is a Dutch specialty of raw herring, and it comes on this little sandwich with some pickles and some onions. We also have kibbeling, which is this deep fried whitefish. It's usually cod, and it comes with this mayonnaise herb sauce that also has lemon in there as well. And it looks so good. I feel like we have 1 cold dish and 1 warm dish, and I'm gonna go for the warm dish first just because it's cold outside. I love fish so much. Oh my god, that fish is so soft that it just fell apart when I bit into it. Whatever they've seasoned it with is also fantastic. And this lemony herb sauce that has mayonnaise in it, oh, amazing.
Raw herring time.
I've never eaten raw herring before. Smells fishy. That is so good. I'm like a huge fan of raw fish, and this fish tastes smoky, like smoked salmon, but with herring. Oh man, this is something I would crave like late at night.
What was funny is the person that ordered right before us, he pulled up on his bike, he went and got his little herring sandwich, and then he ate it real quick, and he went back on his bike and on his way. So I guess it's more of like a, you know, just a casual snack food here, because I have seen a few stands throughout the city.
So good.
They're just munching.
I'm already halfway through, and I'm like, I might not even let Chad have a bite. Just kidding, I'll let him have. I think those are all the herring bones, but it's soft, so you can eat it. All right, go on, Chad. I know you're salivating.
Bear made it look so good. Yeah, it's just like a really light fish sandwich. You wouldn't even know that it's raw, unless you thought about it.
I've been talking to Chad about this place all day. It's called Pancake House upstairs, and to get up there you have to climb these traditional Dutch stairs, and they're very, very steep, very narrow, and we're about to give it a try.
Wow, that is That is so steep.
Wow.
All right.
I mean, that's basically like a ladder. So unfortunately, we cannot dine there because it is fully booked for the entire week, so we highly recommend that you get reservations. But once we got to the top of the stairs, we opened this beautiful wooden door, and it was so cute in there. There were like teapots hanging all along the ceilings, and it just felt so warm and cozy, so we still highly recommend it. Just make sure you get a reservation. But we're gonna have to find another Pancake House. At the very least, we got to climb those traditional Dutch stairs, but I'm gonna do some Googling and see if we can find another place. After a quick Google search, we found another Pancake House. This here is pannenkoeken, which is basically a Dutch pancake, but they're very thin and almost like a crepe. And they've got a very large surface area that can hold lots and lots of toppings. The Pancake House that we went to, they specialize in rolling it up for you into these lovely bite-sized pieces. So it's kind of nice for like on-the-go eating. But we decided to get the one that has hazelnut chocolate and almonds and banana. It's also dusted over with some powdered sugar.
Looks amazing.
It really does taste like a crepe, but it's a little bit thicker than a crepe, I think.
Good description. I like the almonds.
I feel like we've had a lot of breakfast-y foods today. Either that or like comfort foods.
Yeah, they're not like the heaviest of meals. They feel very well balanced in general.
Yeah. Our next spot for the evening is Café de Koningschut, and this is a brew and cafe, which are essentially local charming pubs that have lots and lots of character, and this place definitely has it. There are chandeliers hanging around everywhere, books on shelves, artwork on the walls, and the what do you call these? The
countertop?
And the countertops are just this beautiful wood. But right now we have a Dutch beer, and we haven't had any beers in Amsterdam so far, so this is going to be our first one. Ooh, it's a little bit tart. I can definitely tell that this is a more local spot, and these brew and cafes are often opened until 1 or 2 in the morning, so we are here quite early. I think it just opened.
So along with our Dutch beer, we have a cheese that we are trying this afternoon.
Yeah, with a knife in the middle of the tray. Cheese is a really big business here in the Netherlands, and we asked the bartender to choose a Dutch cheese for us, and he brought us this. Unfortunately, we can't tell you what it is because we don't
ask him
know.
later, and we can write it below.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It looks so cool. It feels like I'm in the medieval times.
That's some stinky cheese.
Well, you know what they say, the stinkier the better.
Really good.
We've walked across town to Winkel. The name is so funny, but it is a well-known and loved cafe here in Amsterdam, and we're currently waiting in a very long line to get the last item from our food list. It is the apple tart, and we've heard that this place has the best one in town. So we're just gonna keep waiting, waiting and waiting to get a taste of that delicious apple pie.
After waiting in line for about 30 minutes or so, we learned that you can actually go inside to place a takeaway order, which is great. So that's what we did, and we got the apple pie in probably like 3 minutes.
We could have just gone straight in and not waited 30 minutes in line, but you live and you learn.
Yep. Honestly, it was kind of nice to stay on the sidewalk and just soak in the ambiance.
So soak in the rain.
Yeah, get a little damp.
Now we're walking back to our accommodation to finally taste this apple tart. Oh my gosh, I'm salivating. I feel like we're waiting way longer to taste it than I expected, but
yeah,
I think it'll be well worth it once we dry off and get a little bite of this tart in my mouth. I'm soaked to the bone, even though we had a umbrella.
A tiny umbrella.
I was just watching all the bicyclists out there and they're just like getting slammed by the rain, and there was someone riding a bike and dragging a suitcase on the cobblestone on her bike at the same time, and I just started laughing because everyone's just struggling out there with this rain. Wow.
Time to ascend the stairs though.
Some Dutch stairs to finish off the journey to finally eat this very wet apple tart.
You want to hold the apple tart?
They did give the whipped cream.
I asked for it. So we have the apple tart here and the whipped cream in a cup.
I didn't know there was gonna be a whipped cream, but now that I see it, I'm so much more excited. I thought like getting a takeout, you just wouldn't get that luxury. I'll hold it, don't worry.
I'm gonna get a close-up of the tart for you guys. There, move your face.
As you can see, it is very, very tall, and it's because it is a deep dish Dutch apple pie that's infused with cinnamon, dotted with raisins, and topped with whipped cream.
Wow. And those are some thick apples.
Let me see.
Are they apples?
Ooh. Well, must be. It's an apple pie.
Yeah, that's what I would think, but it is really big. Which typically you see it as thinly sliced in like an apple strudel.
That's true. Here, let me give it a sniff. Mmm, okay.
All right, go for it. You have the first.
Here, we can have one together.
Oh, I got a good one. Here, take mine.
It's okay. I got mine.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Cheers!
That is way more moist than I expected. It looked like it was gonna be really dry, I'm not gonna lie. But man, that top is very crumbly.
Yeah, it's like a crumble on the top, and then that pie on the bottom is just, it is really moist.
And the apple is like an apple sauce once you bite into it. Like it's very tender, I guess.
This is one of the better apple pies I've had. That was worth it, I'd say. I have noticed that Dutch desserts are not overly sweet. Wouldn't you say?
Way to go, Dutch.
Between all the things that we had today, like those Dutch pancakes and
Stroopwafel.
The Stroopwafel, yeah. And those like little mini pancake clouds, so they're all perfectly sweet. Well, we've eaten that entire apple tart and it is pairing impeccably well with our jet lag. We are very, very sleepy now, and we'll probably fall asleep in the next 5 to 10 minutes, so we're gonna end the video here. But we have much more to do here in Amsterdam and in the Dutch countryside. So if you want to see where we go next, hit subscribe as we travel to 50 countries around the world. And all that said, catch you on the next one.
Bye guys.